We have a play button. First time I've seen this. Oh, that's very nicely done. Nice. Very nice. Hello. How is everybody? It's that day. It is Endwalker Day. Let's get some volume up in this business. Voices up there, background music, sound effects, yada yada yada. Don't want any speaker things on currently. Those all look right. Now, rather frustratingly, we've got roadworks going on outside. Is that how I've normally got my settings for this? I guess it must be. I haven't changed anything. I guess everything else is done actually inside of the game. So, let's see what the queue's going to be like. Oh. Well, we're unable to obtain character data. Oh, OBS is having one of those moments where it's unable to... 2,762 people in the queue. See, I got this set up. This was working absolutely fine. Unfortunately, there's going to be a bit of a queue to get us in. So let's fiddle with this while I wait. There we go. That was weird. Not sure why it was doing that. So we've got a bit of a queue. Can't even see the character data, but that's nothing unusual for the start of an expansion. I feel like I could play around a little bit with the green screen while I wait, because it's got oddly harsh edge there. Do, do, do. Chroma key. There we go. I know how to work OBS. Do, 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 do. Well, while we're doing this, I look like a right dad today, don't I? This is a dad outfit. I'm fine with that. I'm old enough. While we're doing this, Now, you know what you did there, Demo, don't you? What you did there was unlock your phone, which you were using remote desktop from earlier to make sure the game was updated, and you'd left the remote desktop thing active, which switched everything over to your phone. I've no idea how that will look on the capture. I'm quite intrigued as to that. What I was going to say was, let's take a look at my predictions, or the things what I want from Endwalker. So, I've made a list. It is, I did this at I was going to say £7.50. I did this at 7:50 AM this morning, so it wasn't much of a, oh yes, I'll sort all this stuff out in advance. It's like, well, just in case the server queue's massive and I need something to talk about, let's get something written down. So, things that I want in Endwalker, and some of you are not going to like these. Deaths. Deaths of scions, plural. The scions have been protected by the invincible sidekick trope for far too long. It's got to a stage now where it is unrealistic that so many of them have survived for so long. I'm expecting heroic sacrifices or pointless deaths at some point. Oh no, I'm not expecting at all because of the trust system, but I would like heroic sacrifices and pointless deaths. Obviously in a Final Fantasy game, single player, your whole party survives to the end, with rare exceptions. But this isn't a single player experience in that regard. You know, you can kill off characters and the game will still go on because it's only you that needs to survive. Although on that subject, point 2, a death for the Warrior of Light. Now, we had a very difficult situation for us right at the end of 5.0 when we needed Ardbert's help to do what we needed to do. But I think an actual death or near as damn it, and then Heidelin sacrificing what's left of her power to bring us back, just to, you know, strike the final blow or something like that. I think that would be appropriately cinematic and entirely keeping within character. But yeah, that's just what I feel. What else have we got on here? Xenos. I would like, how have I written this? Xenos being turned into a 3-dimensional character. Because he's not. He's flat. He's 2D. He's boring. Yes, he's mad. Woohoo. Well, he's not mad. He's just bloodthirsty. It's like, that's not a character. You know, Xenos is a 2-dimensional, not particularly interesting villain. They've done some work on that over the last few patches, making him a little bit more interesting, but at the moment he is a bit of a Mary Sue. He's come back from the dead, he can do everything to counter us, we've beaten him once, but that's it. It's like, that does not compelling villain make in my book. There's nothing sympathetic, there's nothing interesting about Xenos. But the revelation that he has been having dreams about the fall of Amarots, that is interesting. And I think that they will do quite a lot in this expansion to make him more of an interesting antagonist, because he wasn't in Stormblood. And part of that is possibly because I just didn't enjoy Stormblood as much as I enjoyed Heavensward, I think. But the taste left by Xenos in my mind isn't a strong one. No, isn't a positive one. Strong, rank, but it's not. It's not good. I know a lot of people like him, possibly because he's pretty, possibly other reasons. No. What else would I like? Some kind of team up with the Ascians. Some kind of meeting of heads, not butting of heads, meeting of heads, and a realization, a late game realization that actually some kind of cooperation is necessary. Perhaps a realization that what the Ascians are trying to do, you know, a realization from Van Daniel perhaps, that actually what he's attempting to do will not be worth the price. Don't think it'll happen at all, because I think he's probably too far gone. And if what we've seen from the trailer is indeed him being retempered by Zodiac, clearly not going to happen. But yeah, be nice. What else have we got on here? Oh, and now we get down to the silly ones. Oh no, let's do this one first. Alizé and Alphino's dad either is going to sacrifice himself for his kids, which would be the kind of expected plot point, or he dies an incredibly inconsequential and pointless death as karma for his stubbornness and disowning them. And they can't do anything about it, potentially. I am expecting a cyclical narrative structure. I am expecting something about that keening beneath the earth to be answered in this storyline. I do think it was too strong of a plot point that it would just be something that was ignored. You know, it was a very specific thing to mention. The sound, the wailing, the keening beneath the earth. I kind of feel that, you know, I've said before that I think maybe things will ripple backwards, but I'm not sure. And my yeah, I've got 2 more points. Number 1, and I think I said this in my last video as well, I'd really like Red Mage and Bard hats for Fiera. I do feel like that's very much missing out. I don't think that's happened, but we'll see. And finally, I would like us to once and for all put Tataru back into the void where she belongs. Because she's clearly a void sent in disguise. Or Dreadlord. No, that's the wrong game. Void sent. Early access for Endwalker is now live, according to this. Is it? I hadn't noticed. So, now we wait. Oh, actually, I suppose while I wait, I can talk about my plans. I don't have any. I didn't make a plan. I did not say, yes, these are the things that I am going to do first, and I'm going to do them in this order. Nor am I one of the people that got their Wondrous Tales things done, did all the side quests in the game, like I know Zeppler seemed to be doing when last I checked in on her channel. I haven't done any of that because I've been at work, and I've not been very well. And if I do sniffle throughout this video, sorry about that. I'm going to try and put some half-decent production values into these videos, so I will be doing the silly voices, as always, but also, you know, making cuts where appropriate and, you know, just trying to do a better job of stuff than sometimes I normally do. I'm very lazy when it comes to video editing a lot of the time because I have so much footage to get through. I'm testing out my new green screen today. Hopefully there's no issues. I can't see any. Let's just double check. I normally tend to miss something just kind of down here. 2,970 days subscribed. That's a few days, really. Not quite the entire lifespan of the game, but it's pretty close. How many years actually is that? 2970. Divide by 365. What? Eight years. Is that right? I suppose it doesn't count the time you spent subscribed in 1.0, does it? Oh, it's from the start of Realm Reborn. Because I've never stopped subbing to it, even when I haven't played the game for stretches. Because I'm nuts. And also, I don't know if you can get your legacy subscription back if you pause it or quit it or whatever. And to be honest, it's not exactly a huge amount of money. So, whatever. I have got all day to play. And I think what I'm probably going to do, first of all... Well, step number 1 is what I did back in Shadowbringers as well. Is sort out the various new quality of life options. Like the battle portraits, like the ground targeting stuff. In fact, I should probably bring up the patch notes just to remind myself what I'm looking for in that. I logged out in my squadron room, if I remember correctly. And I'm not entirely sure why I did that. I'm sure there was a reason. But I'm probably going to go and unlock the new jobs first. I think that's going to be my first port of call and will probably, you know, be what this particular video is about. How I'm going to edit stuff together, don't know. During the later patches of Shadowbringers, I went for videos that were 2 to 3 quests long, depending on length of quests. Whether that will work this time or not, I don't know. It could be that I just get wrapped up and invested. Could be that quests are longer, quests are shorter. Yeah, I'll just make judgment calls as I go. I'm going to try and make sure that I don't record for more than 45-50 minutes per video, because those are the videos that people tend to switch off from, frankly, especially considering how little I edit them. In terms of moving around the world, obviously I love world building and character building because I'm a professional writer. So if you are expecting a video series where all travel time is cut out and you just want somebody to get on with the story, that's so you can see the reactions, that's not going to be me. If you want some commentary, however, on world design, assets, textures, story, narrative arcs, character building, that's mostly what I will be doing, as well as, you know, giving silly voices to the characters. Well, I say silly voices. I'm not trying to be silly with it. I'm trying to be a voice actor, and I'm shit. So, yeah, that'll be silly. And also, I'm a little bit croaky today because I'm not very well, which means looking back at this video in 18 months, 2 years time, like I've just been doing with my shadow doing this videos, it's like, oh yeah, you were ill that day, weren't you? But yes, no real plan, but my plan of attack is just do what content takes my fancy. I had an idea, actually, that because so many people were going to be switching to Sage or Reaper, I thought that actually one of the first things I might do is do a leveling roulette on Dark Knight. I have decided, I think I might change when I get into the game. I have, I think, decided to continue with leveling Dark Knight first. I've heard rumblings from people that compared to the other tanks, that Dark Knight has got the short end of the stick. I did take a quick look through the Dark Knight job guide and the Paladin job guide. I didn't bother looking at Warrior. I didn't look at Gunbreakers either, actually. Paladin does seem to have got some new fancy tools, especially its level 90 thing, which has got an entire combo chain added. Dark Knight doesn't seem to have had as much. Is that going to stop me playing it? No, because I actually quite like the simplicity of Dark Knight. That's one of the reasons why I play it. It's like the Bear Druid of Final Fantasy XIV. That's why I play the Bear Druid in WoW. Yeah, when I play WoW. Because I find it nice and straightforward and easy to play. And, you know, I don't really need anything complicated. I'm going to have enough of that, I'm sure, with Reaper. And Sage. And it's the same with Healer. You know, I main a Scholar because I find it really easy to play. This idea that people have that Scholar's really clunky, I just don't understand at all. I don't know how people find it clunky. The only thing that I vaguely find clunky about it is targeting somebody properly to get Ether Pact on them. Ether Pact? Yeah. Fey Union, or whatever it's called. The Green Tether. I've never quite understood that, but that's just me. So yeah, I will be leveling Dark Knight first, probably, unless the Reaper or Sage quest really take my fancy. But I'm not going to level Reaper first. As cool as I think it looks, I mean, I would have to do obviously the 70 to 80 stretch before I do anything else, and that'll take at least a day for me because I don't have a static or anything like that. Obviously doing it from 80 to 90 would be fairly straightforward because I can just do trusts for all the duties, but the trials would then probably have massive queue times. So I'm pretty certain that tank is the way to go. Wow. apparently 42 people have watched my really boring patch notes read through. That's impressive because it was really boring. There were some gems in there though. There were some moments where I was like, oh, that's hilarious, when I was editing it through. Well, hilarious might be a strong word for anything that I do, really. Triple digits! Which were the bits that I enjoyed? The Slender Sabo Tender. Cannot wait to meet. Better be called Slender Sabo Tender. Oh, yes. Thank you to the person in the comments who told me what scenario mode was. Special shout out to you. I haven't actually written a thank you in the comments itself yet. I will do. I'll just go up. Yeah, I just hadn't heard of scenario mode at all, and the fact that you get to have Lena in your party, like, when did this get added to the game? Why have I not heard of it? It's like, this is exactly the kind of motivation that I would need to really kind of get there. I mean, I've had 2 years to get my trusts up, but the trust system itself is great. It'd be even better if they AoE'd. I'm really hoping they do some AoE in this. That would be a nice change. I don't think they will, though. The trust system is great. It was just so slow. At the start, it was slow just to level, but they fixed that. And now it's just got the problem that doing dungeons with your trust is really slow. Like a good 15 minutes slower, at least, than doing it with an actual just normal team. And that does not strike me as a good time trade-off. I think if they AoE'd, realistically, that could bring down the times and make it more enjoyable. The question is, I imagine on Squeenix's mind, would that discount the need for any kind of party play? And I don't think it would, to be honest, because a party is always going to do things faster. There are so many instances in the trust versions of the dungeons where your trust NPCs just stop DPSing entirely. You know, regardless of whether they would be AoEing or not, they literally just stop DPSing to move, and then they stop until the enemy's done its cast, and so on and so forth. If you take a look at the first boss in the first dungeon of Shadowbringers, which I can never remember the name for, in Lakeland, anytime he's doing his big cone thing and there's the grid on the floor, the NPCs will move, and then they'll just stand there and do nothing until the attacks have all gone off, and then they might move again without cast. I don't even know if they've got any instant cast abilities. I assume not, because then that would probably be broken. I was thinking about this the other night. I can't remember whether I actually said it in a video or whether it was just a shower thought that I was having. Adventurous squadrons, 1 to 60 stuff, broken, unbalanced, great fun, but clearly unbalanced, too powerful, especially with being able to direct their attacks. Trusts, too far the other way, in my opinion. So they went from too powerful to realistically too weak. And what I would like is for them to do what they've done with, say, the 24-man raids, where something is unbalanced and then the next raid they squidge it the other way and then they find the sweet spots. This will be the 3rd time they've done a system like this. So I'm hoping that Squadrons, Trusts version 1.0 in Shadowbringers, Trusts 2.0 in Endwalker. I mean, you could squish them a little bit more over this way towards the squadron system, but again, I think that would be broken. Would it stop people doing party play? No, I don't think it would, really. I think most people do like the general party play of things. The dungeons in this game are great. I've always loved them. It's the main content that I do outside of leveling. Trusts, I think, would just fill in the gap for story stuff and as just something extra to do if you're not feeling like putting up with other people. I don't actually know how much I'm going to be able to play today, because as I said, I'm not well. I'm hoping that it doesn't show too much but I'm not. And you can hear it in my voice, I imagine. But yeah, it's been a rough week at work. My back gave out on Tuesday afternoon. It just said, nah, screw you. Muscle spasms, the works. Worst it's been in years. Came home, lay on the floor for 3 hours. Took a load of painkillers. And that's just had a knock-on for the rest of the week, unfortunately. Taking that many painkillers in that short space of time, not smart. I know it wasn't smart. But it was either that or, you know, what can I do? I was literally screaming. I suspect I'd probably trapped a nerve. Sciatica or something like that. Oh yeah, I was going to. Where are those patch notes? Oh, new optional items. Reaper's Arm, resembling the scythe of Edda Blackblossom, will be added to the Final Fantasy Online store at about 10 AM today. Oh, it looks like the one that we've had for Dark Knight for ages. And that makes sense. What am I after? Patch notes. There we go. Display character portraits with battle dialogue. That's that. Well, I'm going to stick that on that window. That display. Ooh, down to 158. Yeah, so there's the ground targeting thing. Limit target ring to targeting range. Not actually going to need to use that on Dark Knight now, am I? Because Salted Earth is now cast at your feet. But for Sacred Soil... Is that the Scholar one? This is how bad I am. I can't remember the names of the abilities that I use constantly on these characters. Yeah, display character portraits with battle dialogue widget. I want that on. Doesn't matter about PvP stuff. Not going to put the press action twice to execute thing on. Yeah, that'll be fine. Here we go. Hopefully. Let's just hope I log in with hair. Because I can't remember whether I disabled the hair mods. If I haven't, I'm going to have to glamour the dwarf hat on. And play the first bit like that. Now, I'm assuming, having updated everything, that it will just... Ooh, here we go. Blood gauge and dark side gauge unlocked. Well, those are exactly the same. No, it looks like it's got the hair kept. And it has taken off the square map. The next ship to sail, MSQ. Okay, so we want to go into UI settings. Which is not this one, is it? It's that one. UI settings. HUD. Oh, there was the thing about that. Oh, that's already done by default. Interesting. Target tab. The control settings. Limit ring movement to targeting range. Log window settings. Enable profanity filter. No. Enable resizing. No. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Now, what was the thing about... Oops. Right, conditional enhancements. Look, I even cleared my inventory. Kinda. Sort of. From the system menu, open the HUD layouts. Right. Any of the status... Yeah. Split element into 4 groups. Right, conditional enhancements are our procs, aren't they? And I've wanted those. Status. They can stay there. Others. Conditional enhancements. Oops. Make them big. Right, other things that need to be done. I need... welcome. Right, we need our... This item has been moved to your collection. Where's our collection? What is our Oh, is it? Oh, that's just currency. What? Collection. Am I just being dumb? Don't answer that. What is collection? Where is collection? Let's just Google it. Collection. FF14. Okay, it has it's got a thing. Let's stick it on a bar. Oh! Portable archives in the same thing. So I must... As is the yokai medallion. But where actually do you normally access that from? Oh, it's there. It's in duty. What is in duty? That makes no sense. Okay, so now we can... There's no nearby currents. That's surprising. Anyway, hello and welcome to my squadron room. These are my squad mates. They haven't left this room in quite some time. I think we are sorted for that. Next thing I need to do... I mean, I can get rid of this macro because it's no longer needed. Everything else is the same. The only things that have really changed is that Carven Spit and Abyssal Drain now show a recast timer, which is an interesting choice. So I assume you use Carven Spit when you're trying to restore MP on a single target, like a boss. And then Abyssal Drain is what you use when you are tanking a dungeon pack or whatever. Let us head to Limsa Laminsa, as the upper decks. Now, apply for promotion. No further ranks available. Wasn't there new stuff being added to this? Didn't I see something about... Yes, material containers. Contains a random mount or minion. That's good, because I have... That's the wrong button. I have wanted something to do with our seals for ages. A Bayako Cub? Don't have that one. Probably don't have any of these. Bomboko? Oh, I've got that one. Can I sell them? I can probably sell them. A Wind-Up Bismarck? Cool. Hello, everybody! Right. Let's go and unlock some stuff. Oh, yes. New map interface. Interesting that it actually shows you... What's the star? Oh, the star's current location. Let's go down. Ooh, yes, that's better, isn't it? Now, where did we have to go for... So you've got to double click it now. It is Limsa where you go to unlock Sage, isn't it? Yeah, Limsa Lower Decks. Oh, in fact, it's right there. The Sage's Path. I think for this we will we'll stick as Dark Knight. Get some XP if we get any XP. Lots of people here. It's almost like it's launch day or something.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.